What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to give a playoff edition of Buy or Sell. Let's get into it.
Buy or sell. The 76ers rushed Joel Embiid back to prevent going down 0-3 against the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I'm buying that. Absolutely. You know what? Guess what? And they paid top dollar for it too. Special mask and all. Absolutely. And they should have.
Mm-hmm.
And they should have. The 76ers players, front office, fan base know that if Joel Embiid is not on the court, the 76ers will not move forward in the playoffs. Facts. Yes. However, hopefully what this will do for the 76ers is to let them know that James Harden wasn't the answer. Because really, that top dollar y'all paid for him and potentially way paid for him for the next season, if y'all sign him to the extension, it's not gonna give you what you need. So yep, bye. How much? No problem. Salary tax, luxury tax, whatever tax, the 76ers was gonna pay it anyway. Buy or sell. Now that Joel Embiid is back, the 76ers will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh no, I'm selling that. There's no way the Sixers are getting past the Miami Heat. No, let's not get it twisted. Game 3 was only won because the Heat played horrible. There's no way. There's no way. First of all, I believe Joel Embiid was rushed back, and I don't think he's fully healthy. He did not look like himself. And as the series goes on, he might get it. But one thing is for sure, Maxey doesn't play a great game, which he didn't early on in the game 3 that they won. We saw what happened. So I'm selling that 100%. Buy or sell. The NBA president of league operations, Byron Spruill, he's taking the fun out of NBA playoff basketball. And here's what I mean. He has gone fine crazy. Kyrie Irving fined $50,000 for giving the fans a middle finger and using a little bit of profanity that they were using towards him. Okay. Jimmy Butler fined $15,000 for his hip thrust dance. Miami Heat fined $15,000 for posting a GIF about it. The Mavericks bench recently fined for encroaching the court during the basketball game. Markieff Morris fined for touching a live opponent in the game. Draymond Green fined for using the middle finger against the Grizzlies fan base when they cheered when he got elbowed in the face. Is the NBA trying to? What are they doing exactly? Buy or sell? Are they taking the fun out of the NBA playoffs?
I'm going to buy that, and I buy that because I agree. These players are a form of entertainment. If they are not injuring anybody, and if somebody's going to be sitting right there talking bad about you, you think they're just supposed to, all of a sudden they just don't hear it? They're human as well, and they are just as involved in their success as fans are in whoever they're supporting success. So nope, I have no problem with Draymond Green giving birds. No, absolutely not. No, not at all. I have no problem with back talk. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's not detrimental to any individual player or any fan that's on the side. What? It's just talk.
Yeah.
And if you think about the Markieff Morris one, I believe he was trying to hold him from falling. I think I read that somewhere. Like he was, it was almost like like he was protecting him from that player from something. Like what? It's just now the Dallas Mavs in game 2 just gonna get up from the bench. Yeah, what's up? We don't give warnings anymore. You remember you can't do that. We're just not doing that no more. Ain't nobody getting a memo. Send a memo to the front office, have the coach give it to the players, and let's just be done. But fine after fine after fine.
Yeah, it's a little overboard. It's definitely overboard. And it's playoff basketball. Players have emotions. Let these guys play with emotion. Most of them grew up playing basketball on the playground anyway.
So you want them to get to the league, become professional, and all of a sudden leave their emotions at home? Like that is part of the game. Basketball is about taunting. That's what it is about. The fans know it. That's why they do it. So then you think the
Exactly.
players can't do it? No, I disagree with that. No, I think that I buy that. Yes, yes. Let's scale back on the fines that are non-life threatening, non-injury prone. Now if you go in, if somebody get injured, that's totally different story. But I'm just talking about, Kyrie was funny though because he was like,
Mm-hmm.
I loved it, and if he had to give somebody the finger, well, you don't know what did the person say? Because he didn't
Exactly.
he didn't put hands on the person. Because I mean, I'm quite sure he in his mind he was like, if I step up out of this uniform, we probably can, go hands. So what I'm saying is, what is wrong with that? I have no problem with it. And it's an adult sport. Like what? And let's just be honest. Who we protecting? These kids? You don't think they see that stuff anyway? Stop. Stop
Exactly.
it.
I
No.
know. Yeah. Okay. I'm buying it too.
Buy or sell. The Golden State Warriors will trade Klay Thompson in the offseason to make more room for Jordan Poole to be a starter.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to buy that. Ah, I'm gonna buy it because Jordan Poole has proven that he is ready for a larger role with the Golden State Warriors, and Klay Thompson has not been the Klay Thompson of old. He's been forcing it. He has not been the Klay that I remember. Jordan Poole is starting to show signs that he's ready. So yeah, I'm gonna buy it. All right, buy or sell. The NBA is conspiring against the Memphis Grizzlies, and they would rather see the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. Here's why. Flagrant 2 against Dylan Brooks. I think it was righteous. But the suspension for game 3, that stinks. I have a problem with that. And I also have a problem with that, with them making a big deal about Ja Morant uh, carrying the ball on basically every possession. After the game, they're just showing to me like little hints that they'd rather see the Warriors than the Memphis Grizzlies because of the babyface assassin and Steph Curry and that whole, mix of, oh well, are the Warriors done, or Splash Brothers in the Western Conference Finals, maybe they can make it back to the finals. It might be better TV and better marketing for the NBA. So buy or sell. Is the NBA conspiring against the Memphis Grizzlies?
I sell that. I don't think so. I sell that. I don't buy into that. I don't. And I think that the proof will be whether or not the Memphis Grizzlies win. Right? Who's going to be the better team at the end of the series? And for me, the play on the court will prove that. So if the Warriors can't get it together, it don't even matter what the league or the talking heads are conspiring against the Memphis Grizzlies. If they're better in this series, they will be the ones to come out of it. That's just it. So no, I sell that. I sell
Okay.
that. What do you think? You buy that?
Well, yeah, I kind of buy it. I buy it, but at a little discount because even with them kicking Dylan Brooks out the game, the Grizzlies still won.
That's what
They only had
exactly.
Dylan for like 2 minutes of that game, and Dylan's impact is way greater than Gary Payton's impact for the Warriors.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't know.
But I will say if John Moran is carrying the ball, is that not an issue?
Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Okay.
That doesn't
Well
make it
then,
right. It's part of the NBA rules. Absolutely. But the refs turn their head to that, just like sometimes they turn their head on other things too. The 10-second violation at the free throw line. I mean, Giannis is guilty of that, but they don't call that either.
oh, because Giannis is not the only one. Let's
I'm
be
saying.
real honest about that. Okay, yeah, so no. I mean, they're talking about it. If they're not penalizing the Memphis Grizzlies for it in the game, then talking about it don't mean anything. Like I said, the
Mm-hmm.
better team will be the one that will win this series. And if it's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies, great basketball. If it's going to be the Golden State Warriors, great basketball. At the end of the day, let the better team win. Now, if we all know that these teams are not only playing against the other players, they're also playing against the referees. They're also playing against injuries. They're also playing against flagrants. They're playing against all of that. So if they are able to play against all of that and come out of the series, when we're talking about two teams that are equally competitive, then it is what it is. Buy or sell. The Utah Jazz will blow up their roster in the offseason.
I'm buying that. Buying it now. They need to blow that team up right now. There's some serious problems going on in Utah. And I don't know if it's Donovan or Rudy or both of them, but yeah, they're going to blow that team up. I'm buying that. How much you need? That's over. That
And
Utah Jazz team is done.
and how soon do you need the money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can we get it sooner than later so we can get these people acclimated into the new Utah jazz community? Whoever it's gonna be. Yeah, no, I agree. It's done.
Okay, buy or sell.
Mhm.
Duncan Robinson has fallen out of good graces with head coach Eric Spoelstra. Ooh.
I'm buying that, baby. When I said I seen him at the end of the bench with his white t-shirt on, I said, "Oh, you on timeout."
Yeah.
Oh, Duncan, you can't even get in on garbage time.
I'm saying.
So what was it? Game two? Was it game two? Yeah, game two. And the Heat was winning or whatever. And I'm like, you can't even put did Duncan even go in? I don't even if he was there, he was invisible. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I mean, hey, you know what? After they signed him that extension,
90 mil.
you know what though? But I'm not mad. Eric Spoelstra is like, I'm not going to put you in just to put you in. You're not even producing.
No, a couple donuts
Oh,
resulting in some DMPs by head coach Eric Spoelstra. And shout out to Eric Spoelstra for having the guts
having
to
the guts.
make that call, you know?
I love it. I love it. That's what's making him a good coach. Like, when are we going to stop allowing this extension? Someone who earned it but are no longer producing, still allow them to come in and stink up the joint. Like, you just can't be out here 15 minutes with no points. Duncan Robinson, when we signed you to be a shooter, like we didn't sign you for defense. That ain't what you. And you can't even do that. Like, if you can't excel in what you're signed up to do, at least try to add value somewhere else. And you can't do that. Oh, Duncan, I hope it works out for you. Maybe not this season, this series. If the Heat moves forward, maybe the next series. But you're gonna find himself on a trade block for sure.
Yeah.
Dang, Duncan. Donut. Not for real.
Donut. Duncan Donut Robinson.
Buy or sell. The Minnesota Timberwolves will trade D'Angelo Russell and other bench pieces to acquire another star player in the offseason.
Ooh, what bench pieces we talking about though?
I don't care.
Well, D'Angelo Russell, I think is a big piece of what the Minnesota Timberwolves are doing. He kind of gives them that mid-veteran presence that they definitely need. So I'm selling that. I think D'Lo stays. I think Cat and Anthony, they all mesh together and return to the NBA playoffs next season. So no, I'm selling that.
I just don't see it happening. I'm buying it because I think that D'Lo will be best served in another market, on another team. I don't know if this particular team, since they couldn't get it done this season, will be able to get it done next season. I mean, how do you give up your lead in the fourth quarter? Multiple games in the previous season. How do you do that?
But is it D'Lo's fault though, or is it Coach Finch's fault?
It's a little bit of everybody's fault because D'Lo sometimes disappeared as well. Because he got set down in that last game they played, and they brought somebody else in. So
yeah,
I think it's a little bit of everybody. So I think that D'Lo has enough talent and enough skill set to perhaps not play with his friends. Okay. I think so. He probably needs to be somewhere else. So that means that they can bring in perhaps another star into the Timberwolves to help propel them, because I think they have a great foundation, especially with Anthony Edwards, to get them to the playoffs again next season. But they got to make some shakeups, and I think if they're going to shake up anybody, it'll probably be D'Lo before it be Cat or Anthony Edwards.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
If it had to be somebody.
It had to be somebody. Yes. And Pat Beverly, he's probably where he's going to end up retiring. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Bonus. Buy or sell. The Portland Trailblazers' former head coach, Terry Stotts, will be the Lakers' next coach.
Oh, goodness. God. No. Where do I sell? Where do I go? Terry Stotts does not have what he said. We might as well have kept Frank Vogel if that's the case. No. Terry Stotts will not be the next Los Angeles Lakers head coach. But let me tell you who it will be. Mark Jackson. They've already interviewed him. Watch this.
They interviewed Terry Stotts as well.
Yeah, that was just for fun. It's
Let me
Mark
tell you though,
Jackson.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
I would not be surprised if it's Terry Stotts. It would
Oh my
not
God.
surprise me.
You think LeBron James would sign off on that?
Nah, he won't sign off on that. You think he gonna sign off on Mark Jackson? The way Mark Jackson be ripping him in commentary when he's watching the games? No, he's not. No.
That's what he needs. If he wants a championship again, he needs somebody that's going to hold him accountable. Don't get me started on my Mark Jackson soapbox.
Yeah,
That's what he needs.
Why would he sign off on that though?
Why not? Anthony Davis needs it too. He needs to be thinking about more than just himself and the entire team. People want to play for Mark Jackson. They may not want to necessarily play with LeBron James, but I think players would not mind playing for Mark Jackson.
He's been out of coaching for such a long time.
Hey, he's a former player. He's been in the NBA circuit as a commentator. I think he's perfect. And he's been itching to get back to coaching.
They interviewed him already. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I can tell you right now, whoever becomes that coach, good luck.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap up this episode. Make sure you drop down in the comments and share with us your buy or sell scenarios. And we will see you guys on the next one. But until then,
Please.
peace out.